Hello, everyone, and welcome to TPSU's live stream today. I'm going to be chatting with Stace HIlbrant, who is a leader within the industry for sure. And Stace is going to be joining us as an adjunct lecturer in our TPSU program on April 19th in Chicago. So we thought it would be beneficial to have a couple of words with Stace and find out what's going on in his upcoming program. So, Stace, why did you choose to attend a TPSU program and share your wares at that venue?
Well, I think there are a handful of things. Let me just touch on a couple of them. As we come out of COVID, to the extent we're coming out of COVID, the COVID era, I think it makes tons of sense to take a step back as a plan sponsor, that is, and take a step back and review where you are with your vendor relationships, whether it's your record keeper, your consulting firm, your advisory firm, your advisor, whomever. Take a look and review where you are with all of those things. So it makes sense to review all of those things from the starting point. But at this gathering next week, what you'll have an opportunity to do is, have an opportunity to talk to industry leaders. Where are we in this country for retirement preparedness, retirement readiness? Where are we around that topic? Where do we stand? Have we made any improvements? Talk about the challenges to getting folks to be properly prepared for retirement. Maybe review fiduciary fundamentals and talk about plan sponsor responsibilities. We all assume that everybody understands all the machinations that go into fiduciary governance. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to touch a little bit on Secure 2.0. Now, Secure 2.0 comes with 90 plus provisions. Most plan sponsors don't want to hear about the 92 of them. They want to hear about those pertinent to my 403B plan or my 401k plan. It's not a startup, so just tell me what's impactful here. We talk on some of those important items. But most importantly, I think we're going to talk about what are the best practices for helping financially stressed team members, your team members, and how to help them better prepare for comfortable retirement. And when you do that, do we move the needle on reducing anxiety and stress at the workplace? That's a handful of the things we're going to chat about. Another item you have at your fingertips there at one of our seminars is peer-to-peer interaction. You'll have an opportunity to talk to folks that are your peers, folks that are doing what you do. You run a 401k plan or a 403b plan. Maybe you're in human resources, maybe you're in finance, but talk to folks that have the same sort of items on their plate. So that's positive. And obviously, there are 5 hours of CE credits with SHRM, CPE, and HRCI available. So those are three really important reasons why people ought to think about going to the seminar such as we're having next week.
Thank you. And what would you say are the top of mind issues for a plan sponsor these days? What's really burning in their world that needs to have some attention paid to it?
Yeah. Well, we do a lot of project work, get hired to do specific projects. And so we see some consistency there in why you get hired and why people want to take a look at certain items. Highly among them is folks are asking questions at the plan sponsor level about, are we leveraging the 401k, 403b plan to help with recruiting and retention? Are we doing that? And to what extent are we? And if we're not, are there improvements we can make? Remember, everybody at the seminars understands you're already spending money on benefit programs such as health insurance, 401k, retirement, 403b, et cetera. So are we getting the maximum leverage to recruit people? I don't need to tell anybody on this call or anybody at that seminar next week how important it is to recruit and to be able to hire people. Everybody's fighting to get new folks in to fill job positions. And sometimes you have to sell, here's the benefit program we have we leveraged it properly to retain and recruit people? Obviously important is keeping the folks engaged. Are we keeping those that are already here engaged properly in the plan? And are we building excitement around the idea of having a comfortable retirement? The days of just having a plan, here it is, here's the enrollment book, here's an 800 number at the record keeper to call. Those days are over. People want engagement with the vendors that we've retained that can help us garner some excitement around the program. And that excitement includes gosh, it's exciting to think about walking out the door someday in retirement, whatever retirement means, properly prepared and having a comfortable retirement. So building that excitement at work is one of the things you got to think about. If it's not happening, how do we make it happen? Review your advisor. We're coming out of COVID. Did your advisor, your advisory firm, your consulting firm just hide their heads under their turtle shells and not do much? Did they accomplish much? Are they helping? And if they're not, maybe you review whether or not there's a better way to do it. So there's, did the people we've engaged help us meet goals? So there's a lot of those items that are under review. But a lot of the top of mind issues right now are around, given the spend we have currently, what are we getting out of it? Are those spends helping us recruit people and retain those that we have?
Good. Strong benefits. And while we're on the benefits as a topic, can you take a quick moment to address the convergence of the healthcare side of the business as well as the retirement, where that meets and where that stays relatively distinct?
A fascinating part of our work and really exciting part of our work, and that's the changes we've seen in how these benefits are seen at work. You used to sort of think about, I've got the health insurance plan over here. It has a deductible and co-insurance. I might have a disability program. I might have expense reimbursement program, and I've got my retirement plan, and they are all separately managed. I think over the years, one thing plan participants have come to realize is it's all tied together. Now we talk about having high deductible health insurance programs. We talk about having health savings accounts. We talk about how do I properly prepare for retirement, save, take advantage of the programs. And they're all tied together now. And there are lots of software programs, educational programs that you can contract with that help tie it all together in a very understandable way. One thing we've realized over the past years in the retirement planning space is the significant costs of my retirement future. When I walk out the door in retirement, you have to know or have a general idea what the costs are going to be for retirement, for premiums for Medicare and out-of-pocket costs, et cetera, and pay for other expenses in retirement. So they're as tied together as that, health insurance costs in retirement and paying for expenses and living expenses and ancillary costs in retirement. So they're tied together that way. But from an advisory perspective, you have to help participants do that planning in advance and how to understand how it's all tied together. So it's converged in a big, big way. And it's exciting because the more you help participants understand all those items and comfortably prepare, the better and happier that workforce is, and the more productive those workers or those team members are down the road. There's no question about that. You see in all the workplace metrics around how happy they are with the job. So the better job you do with that from a planning perspective, the happier are your team members and the more productive they are.
Which that in turn will drive participant outcomes, right? You're going to have favorable outcomes for each of the participants if they are ready to retire.
That's the thing.
And I know that's a big part of what you're going to be talking about in your session is behavioral finance, participant outcomes, as well as retirement readiness. Any words of wisdom for us on retirement readiness and income replacement?
Yeah, it's the most exciting part of our work is obviously helping folks understand what is retirement readiness. Is it the ability to walk out the door and have almost the same income in retirement that I had when I was working? Is that 75% of income? Does that include Social Security? Does it include other items, rollover IRAs? If I've got 5 prior IRAs, is there a way to make that more efficient? Retirement readiness can mean having a plan on meeting the obligations for expenses, mandatory expenses, voluntary expenses when I'm in retirement, having a plan for all those items. So that's what retirement readiness means, is the ability to walk out the door and have generally the same lifestyle or have the lifestyle you want and you plan for in retirement. And there are lots of ways to help employees and plan participants understand how to get there well prepared. Behavioral finance is a piece of that, has to be, because we understand how participants think about things. And if we can help plan sponsors enroll people, maybe automatically enroll people at higher levels, we're seeing those items happen. Behavioral finance helps us understand what can help there. Behavioral finance can help us understand automatic enrollment and how automatic enrollment can help take the investment confusion around decision making. If you have too many decisions, sometimes you don't make any decision. Automatic enrollment with target date funds or managed accounts can be very helpful. And also, we've not been that good as plan participants at making investment decisions. And so if you can help plan participants automatically invest, maybe again in more automated solutions, that can be helpful. So behavioral finance can help us understand the need for some of these tools we use in this industry. And if you automate everything, the plan can show us a much greater degree of success over time with automatic enrollment, automatic step up, automatic investment, all those items. And we've got lots of behavioral finance terms to throw around, but most of them help us take the confusion and difficulty and complexity off the table and help participants become better prepared for retirement.
Thanks, Stace. That's very helpful, and tying the behavioral finance in as the foundation of helping people default into a better outcome is very important for the day. So I know you've lined up having American Funds at the program, as well as
Yes.
Fidelity speakers, Putnam and T. Rowe Price. I know just off the top of my head, those folks will be there. So with that, I am going to just thank you very much for your time today. And I'm going to sign off. And anyone who would like to attend Stace's program next week on April 19th at the Gleacher Center, you're more than welcome to do so. Just contact us at tpsuniversity.com, and we'll be happy to get you in. So thank you very much, Stace. Have a good day.
Thank you all for
Bye, everyone.